All right, man. What's up? So today we gotta talk about this shit, man. So you already know. Yesterday, while I was recording, when I was talking about Aaron Rodgers, I was talking about Kanye West. I spoke about how literally yesterday was the day that the Astroworld Festival was here to take place in Houston. I was like, it's great. Bring money to the city, the hotels, the restaurants. Everybody can collect a nice check thanks to the Astroworld Festival that takes place yearly in Houston thanks to Travis Scott. Then literally, as the hours went by, the overnight time happened, the concert went on, we got what we got today with currently, from what they're telling us, 8 dead and hundreds more injured due to the craziness of this concert. We're gonna watch clips, we're gonna watch videos, we're gonna do the whole thing. So before we get into all that, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure I'm posting notifications every single time that I post here or I go live here. All of the good things like that to stay up to tune and up to date with what's going on. So I want to read an official article about it first before I started to go to the social media pages and blogs and start reading the stories and looking into the stories that they got going on. So this is from local news here, ABC 13 Eyewitness. So 8 dead, hundreds injured at Astroworld Fest Friday night, hours after stampede. Festival canceled as investigators work to find out what happened. So that's the thing. Salute, love from love from the UK. Salute to the UK. Salute to the UK. I need to get out to the UK. Salute to the UK. But obviously it had to be canceled. You cannot have multiple fatalities at your function and then think that you're going to be allowed to continue on throughout the weekend, right? So, I mean, it's only the right thing to do there. So 8 people died Friday night and hundreds of others were injured during the opening night of a popular weekend music festival in NRG Park, authorities said. It happened at the third annual Astroworld Fest, a sold-out concert event featuring multiple acts. So if you're in Houston, right, this festival area is literally, I believe, I could be wrong. I've never been to Astroworld Fest, right? But I think this is located across from NRG Stadium where the Texans play, and this is where the actual Astroworld theme park that we used to have here, which the festival's obviously named after, took place, or where it was at, right? So this is a pretty large area, and they fit 50,000 people in this venue or in this area to throw these wild, raging festivals. So the worst of the incident began around 9:15 when the crowd of approximately 50,000 concertgoers began to move toward the front of the stage, according to Houston Fire Chief Samuel Pena. The crowd began to compress towards the front of the stage and people began to panic, Pena said. The video from Sky Overhead Friday showed the heavy police and fire department activity in the area. The event, as organized, ended early. The organizers, rapper Travis Scott and Live Nation, stopped the show when it was apparent that multiple people were hurt, according to Houston Police Chief Troy Finner. While the most deadly moments happened after 9:30, Pena said more than 300 patients total have been treated at a field hospital since the event began, including people who were hurt during the worst moments. While names and ages of the casualties weren't known, Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo said one of the victims was a 10-year-old. Now, I don't know why a 10-year-old would be at a Travis Scott, but I'm not really here to place blame on anybody, right? I'm not really here to get into who let the 10-year-old, it's a kid. A lot of these kids nowadays are in tune with what's going on, what's cool, what's not cool. So I can see a 10-year-old telling their parents, hey, Mom, I want to go to Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival. And I'm sure they didn't go one deep 10-year-old by themselves. They were probably with one of their siblings that was probably a teenager or older, that they would be like, okay, this is a good idea. Let's let him go to the Astroworld Festival. So anyways, Houston Fire Department and Harris County medics transported 23 people to the hospitals. 17 of those patients were taken away during the worst of the ordeal, according to Pena, who also said CPR had to be performed on 11 of the victims. Houston Fire had 55 units in service for the festival. Festival founder Travis Scott, a rapper and Missouri City native, was joined on stage by Drake in a surprise appearance as the crowd surged. HPD Executive Assistant Chief Larry Satwater was on duty at the festival along with 367 police officers and 241 security officers. He gave his firsthand account during an early morning press conference. Once we started having mass casualty incident, they were starting CPR on several people, and it all happened at once. It seemed like it happened over the course of just a few minutes. Suddenly, we had several people down on the ground experiencing some type of cardiac arrest or some type of medical episode. So he's claiming that it didn't happen gradually. It wasn't like, okay, At 8 o'clock, we found one body. 8:30, we found another. 8:45, there's one over there. He's saying everything started to escalate very, very quickly during the festival whenever this giant, splurge of people started dropping down to the ground and doing whatever. So here's some video footage that was captured. This is before like all the inner mosh pit mass movement to the stage happened. This is people just trying to get into the festival earlier that day. So they broke down the barricade. These number like kids, ragers of all ethnicity. Travis Scott it's transparent across all ethnicity. So this is every spectrum of person you could probably think of, and they all just there's probably multiple injuries just right there, just right here of getting trampled by whoever. Right? Look at these people on the ground. That people are running over. Like, fuck it, we gonna run over these people just to get into. Look at it, they're down on the ground. People are just stepping over. The homeboy with the man just stepped over him. No regard for anybody that's on the ground currently. Now, I know, like, this is cool, right? Like, Travis Scott's a cool guy. He's got performances, Lil Baby, Roddy Ricch. But, like, is it really that serious to get into this concert if you can't afford to get in? Because obviously these people didn't pay. Like, this has to be some type of a mass amount of people came who didn't pay, and they were like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna just break in to the festival, because if we all get together and break in as a mass unit, what are they gonna do? They can't take us all out. Some of us are probably gonna get caught, but a lot of us are actually gonna make it in, and obviously a lot of the people actually did make it in. Here's some more footage. Like, people just jumping gates, going crazy.
Yo, run that shit. Oh my god.
It looked like Dawn of the fucking Dead. It looked like zombie apocalypse in Houston, and we just got mass zombies running around for Travis Scott, breaking fences, being crazy. And it does remind me of also Houston. We down bad. I ain't gonna lie to Houston. We down bad for this shit. I'm not trying to say every person that violated this is a person that is born and raised and lives in Houston currently, but I can assume majority of the people that was causing hell were people from the Houston area. We down bad for this shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit not a good look. It make you feel like there ain't no home training here. There isn't really any, uniformity. We all just do shit, go wild, go crazy, because this isn't nothing new. I did a video where I was gonna talk about it in a podcast a couple of days ago when Playboy Cardi came down here, which I would assume has some of the same similar raging, weird, fan base as Travis Scott. I think they canceled the concert. They just decided to break the wall down anyways and storm NRG Arena when it's like, bro, the concert's canceled. It's not going down. It's not happening. What are you doing? What are you breaking shit down for? Like, and people try to blame the artist, like, oh, well, they create this air of rage and this and that's. Like, bro, but you gotta, as a person, you gotta know what the fuck you're doing. I don't blame Travis Scott. I don't blame Playboy Cardi or any of these rappers that are into that rock star lifestyle. Let's get mosh pits. That's just the new festival aesthetic. That's what festivals are now. They're raging mosh pit lunatics going crazy. And this might be the first thing I've heard of. The first time I've heard of like mass casualties like this. Stampedes, tramplings, but of 8 people dying, probably potentially more people to die from this entire situation. But if you ask people who go to these festivals, being smushed, being claustrophobic, people getting trampled that didn't die is something that happens at these festivals all the time, because everybody wants to get to the front. Everybody wants to mush in together. I've literally watched clips of festivals where artists have saved people, where people are getting mashed up against the front gate because everybody is trying to push forward. They got to say, hey, security, pull that person over. They're about to pass out. They're about to die. They need some water. You see security yank them over the gate because just the hordes of people, and I don't even understand getting to the front. Don't they have like these big ass screens up so you can see the performance and enjoy it? I get you want to see this person with your eyes. You love them. Let's say it's Uzi or Yachty or 21 or any of these huge. I get it. You want to see them up close and personal. But Big Dog, if you want to see them up close and personal, you better get there early. If you in the back, if a lot of y'all in the back, y'all should have got there on time, or y'all should have got there early. Then y'all would have been able to get over there and see them. So this is really a tragic tale, especially for Travis Scott, because like I said, this is his like staple festival. This is his thing he does for Houston. I can't imagine after people die at your festival that they allow this to go on again in the future. Now we'll see what happens, but like next year, how do they do it? And actually I have an idea of how they could do it because I live in Houston. I know certain venues, but I'll get to that in a second. This is another video of people jumping the gate. Look, like I said earlier, we're going to do it. Some of us are going to get caught. Like you see this guy right here, he's caught. But a lot of us are going to get over. And police can't do anything about it. There's not enough police in the world to be able to capture all of these people that are jumping the gate, that are trying to expose the lack of security that's there. Because like I read in the article, there was over 300 police officers and there's only 600 of these people. And we have, from what they say, maybe 50,000 people who paid, yes. But all these people that snuck in, jumped gates, leap gates, we could be looking at potentially another 10,000, possibly 20,000 people, if you want to be honest about the amount of people that probably broke through and got into the festival as well. So there's a guy who was in the festival, right? And he tells a story about what it was like there, because I seen some of this video earlier. I don't know if he's going to say in this part, but he was describing how it was earlier in the day. This was pre Travis Scott. This was pre Roddy Ricch, pre Lil Baby, pre Drake surprise performance. This is when it was just Master P there. And there's no disrespect to Master P, but you wouldn't expect the crowd to be super fucking rowdy and you feel like you're on the brink of death because Master P is performing. But this guy said even when Master P was there, he was in the middle of the crowd and he started to feel smush, squish, losing air, and he had to find a way to get out. And thankfully, he was able to get out. But let's listen to a little bit of his account of what happened since he was supposedly there.
It just felt like we was like literally like in fucking hell, bro. Like it felt like we was in a concert in hell. You couldn't breathe. You couldn't see. Like just imagine all the people they gonna find tonight who was in that crowd, who nobody could see, who nobody could hear, who passed out, and everybody was just trampling on top of them the whole fucking concert. Like I'm thinking it's probably gonna be like at least 100 people who dead tonight. Like I kid you not. Like in the VIP section, it was so many bodies laid out. People was getting pulled out who was fainted, and the medics were trying to give them CPR, and they was flipping them over, and like they was literally turning black and blue. Like I never seen death in my fucking life, bro. Just by me alone, it was probably like 10 fucking people laid out dead. And like once the medics tried to help them, they wasn't responding. They moved to the next person. It was nothing they could have do. Like this shit really fucked me up and like really spooked me tonight. Like that was like some demonic shit. Like, and what was so crazy, like people were screaming help, trying to tell Travis Scott. They was like help. The whole crowd was just going like help, help, help. And he just kept going, bro. It was like that shit was scary, bro. It was so demonic, bro. And mind you, y'all see the type of music I make. Y'all see everything. Like, you know, like I've been so heavily influenced by Travis, but like after tonight, bro, like God really showed me, like, you know, like stay away from that shit, bro.
I didn't see all this extra shit he talking about. He make music, and now still have to discredit. He probably was really there, but I didn't see all that extra shit that he talking
like,
about.
That shit not for you, because like he sacrificed so many people's lives tonight, like for real. Like,
oh yeah, okay. See, I don't like shit. I don't like shit like that. I don't like when people get to the conspiratorial shit. He sacrificed people. It was a real. I don't like shit like that. I don't think that's the case. Now, I did see there was a point in some footage that people were saying, "Stop the show, stop the show." But if you actually look at where those people were at in comparison to the probably 10,000 people that was in front of them that were enjoying the show, Travis Scott's not going to hear that. In that clip that I saw, and there was also a clip where there were plenty of police officers around. Right now, I wonder if I can find that clip because I seen people posting it. Let me see. I think what's his name had the clip on his Instagram because they're saying like everybody, pretty much people are trying to blame Travis Scott for this. Right? It's like it's Travis's festival. He should be held responsible. Here's the clip. I don't know why it's so damn small, but. So that you can see right here, the police and the medics are actually tending somebody, and clearly it's cleared out. They're doing what they got to do to try to save somebody, it looks like. And Travis Scott is on this podium. Don't really get to how far away it is, but he's obviously still performing while this is going on. Now, I'm not sure that he would even know what the hell is going on over there, because to him, if he's to look at the crowd and see, okay, the police are obviously doing something over here, they have it under control. That's probably what he's thinking in his mind. I have to do my job and perform to this crowd of all these other thousands of people that are on this other side that aren't being affected by whatever's going on this side. That's how I look at it. I don't put too much blame on Travis Scott. I feel like he's going to get the brunt of the blame because he's performing. And as I read in the article, I mean, by the time people was really, bodies was dropping, shit was getting too crazy, they did stop the show prematurely. But some people always be like, what if they would have stopped it 30 minutes before? Maybe these people that passed away would not have passed away and died. I think it's just that if anybody is to blame, in my opinion, he knew and pointed it out. He probably didn't know every concert, this kind of stuff. Kids pass away from drinking and alcohol. And yeah, I did see a clip where he was on stage and he was looking like what's going on. But a lot of people look at shit and they see something going on. That don't mean they're going to stop. They're going to say, hey, get the security, go help these people right here. And when they go get help, they're going to continue on the show. They're not going to stop it completely because they see one incident going on. I did see that clip where he was standing on stage and he pointed out, he's like, what's going on? But that also, we don't know the full context of that clip. How do we not know that after that point, the show was then cut prematurely for when he actually was still? I don't know, right? I'm not saying act like I got every story, every angle. I just know there's been multiple clips put out. And I have seen that clip of him kind of like just staring, like, what the fuck's going on? But it's different from the clip I just showed where he's standing on top of this fucking, I don't know, rotating mini fucking stage tower, whatever the hell that is, right? So I do get that. He did see something that was going on. But also, as a performer, lights in your face, a lot of shit going on. Everybody got their phone lights up. Do we really think he's going to see everything that's going on in a sea of 50,000 people? Like, stop it. Like how it like let's be honest. I know it's easy to blame Travis. It's easy to be like, oh, it's his show. Oh, this was unprofessional. Oh, they should have had more of this. They should have had more of that. Like, there's no way really to control 50,000 raging people at one time. There's just no way to do it. There's no way. Even if they had 50,000 police officers, there's really no way to combat that, because 50,000 raging versus 50,000 police intervention, it's just going to be more chaotic, right? So there are some crazy.
Like we was like literally.
All right, demon guy. There are some crazy stories coming out about this though, and I want to show one of them, which I'm not really a conspiracy theory guy per se, but this one I don't really know if I truly believe this story. Now I want to pull it up. I don't need to pull it up because it's just, you can just see it by the headline. A source connected to Astroworld tells TMZ someone in the crowd went crazy and began injecting people with some sort of drug, right? That's the thing that they're saying created this mass hysteria at Astroworld Fest, because someone began running around injecting people with drugs. There was obviously a panic, and that is what led to this, right? So I don't know if that's true. People began injecting people. I feel like that's just a way for the PR team at Astroworld to try to combat the toxic culture of festivals, because once people start looking at festivals as cesspools of narcotics, probably pills laced with fentanyl, all kind of crazy shit, because you got these people are there to rage, they're there to go crazy. You think they ain't buying pills off each other that are probably laced with fentanyl, super amounts of opioid? Like, you don't think that leads into this festival culture, ecstasy, like all these things that people take, and when they're in that festival zone, you don't think that has an effect on people? Because you got to think, right? You're taking those drugs and you're also going crazy at the same time. Your heart can't take that. That's why I think there's a large amount of cardiac arrest. You're taking a drug that gets you hyped up already, and then you're just naturally hyped the fuck up because of Travis Scott. And then plus your body's under stress because you're being mashed together with other humans that are also going crazy at the same time. Well, I'm not saying they're giving them out for free. They're getting them. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be surprised if there are people giving out drugs for free. I'm not saying there's like a guy sitting in the corner that's like, hey, I got a backpack full of ecstasy. Here, just come and get them. But you best believe if you meet up with somebody they think you're cool, they'll give you some drugs for free. Best believe that. Now, there will be people selling. Yeah, I'm sure there are. But you can best believe there's people giving them out for free. So there's that aspect of it. I thought that was just a PR thing by the Astroworld team to really deflect the nature of these festivals, right? To like, hey, it wasn't because of it was so packed and people were going so crazy. No, it wasn't because of that. It was a guy started going crazy and injecting people with drugs. That's what really happened. I doubt it. I don't really believe that. So Travis Scott did respond because obviously he has to respond to things like this because he is, like I said, the namesake of this festival. And he seems like a really nice guy. You know, I would assume that he has to reach out and let everybody know, hey, he shares, you know, empathy and sympathy for these people that lost their lives. So he said, I'm absolutely devastated by what took place last night. My prayers go out to the families and all those impacted by what happened at Astroworld Festival. Houston PD has my total support as they continue to look into the tragic loss of life. I'm committed to working together with the Houston community to heal and support the families in need. Thank you to Houston PD, Fire Department, and NRG Park for their immediate response and support. Love you all. So, obviously, you would just assume, right? People died at the festival. Travis Scott, you would think he's probably going to, like, give up some cash, like pay for funerals, things of that nature, right? You would just assume that that's what will take place for someone like Travis Scott. Like you just think so. But I wouldn't be surprised in the next coming days if we don't see, because I'm sure lawyers have already contacted these families. Like if these families have collected their loved ones and they've been identified, if they passed away at this festival and they're seeing all these things, they're seeing the people stampeding, they're seeing the people breaking down barriers again, they're seeing the people going crazy. You best believe that lawyers are hitting up these families and lawyers are sitting there like, you know what? You could sue Travis Scott, you could sue NRG Park, you could sue Live Nation, you could possibly sue the city of Houston. Lawsuits, I would assume lawsuits are coming for a lot of people involved with the Astroworld Festival because of these deaths. A lot of wrongful death suits will be coming, and people will get payouts. There will be payouts to these families that lost their loved ones at this festival. Like hands down, there has to be. There has to be. It's just too much. It's public pressure, public scrutiny. It's just too much for there not to be any type of repercussions for what happened at Astroworld Festival. Let me read some comments real quick. What are they going to do? Electrify the fence so they can't jump it? Oh, lawyers are going to have a field day with this one. I don't know what they could do. I really don't know what would be the. Well, actually, I do know. My bad. I do know what they should do. They should, instead of doing it should be no festival no longer. No more festival. Or at least no outside concert going. No more outside concert. In Houston, we have NRG Stadium, which is where the Texans play. And you got to do it like that. I've never been to Astroworld Fest, right? I don't know what they do outside before they go into the concert area. I don't know if it's like an amusement park out front where they got games and shit like that, and they're having a good time. Kind of like in Houston, we have the rodeo come here once a year, and then we have 30 days of people who perform every single night, like people, you know, Usher or country stars. Sometimes it's a pop star. Like they come out perform. And they do it in the stadium. The only way I feel like you can do Astroworld Fest from here on out to try to have a semblance of control is to do it in somewhere like that. But also when I thought about that, I'm like, how do you control these raging teenagers or even like early 20s? How do you control them from jumping over the guardrails in the stadium to get onto the field. Because if you're in Houston, when you go to the rodeo, or if you watch, just think about this. Think about you're watching a football game, and everybody is sitting in the stands, and obviously the game is happening, right? That's how it is at the rodeo. Everybody's in the stands, and there's a revolving stage in the middle where every day or every whatever the performers are going to perform. That's the only way I really see it happening with the Astroworld Festival, is they got to do it something like that, a lot more controlled, where there's a lot more structure. You can't trample people when everybody has a seat that they have to sit in, right? But like I said, I don't know this fan base. Would there be a lot of dummies that just try to rush the stage in the arena? So I think it's a tricky situation that Travis Scott and his team are obviously going to have to figure out and work through, because when you have anything that's related to the deaths of multiple people at your event, it's kind of hard to get that shit back up and running. Like it's just now your event from here to now will always have that stigma of, oh, Travis Scott's festival, the one where 8 people died at and hundreds of others were injured. Oh yeah, that shit wasn't put together correctly. Oh yeah, that shit wasn't any good. Like, you will always have that stigma from here on out in regards to the Astroworld Festival and just everything that's tied into it. So I don't know, man. It's fucked up. Rest in peace to those people who passed away. And I'm sure there's going to be, the number's probably going to raise. Now, I don't know if the number's going to raise like that guy said when he said, I think it's going to be hundreds of more casualties. I don't know if that's the case, but if the number got up to 15, 20, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. And also for Travis Scott, it's like, and this is obviously not something to the same gravity as the same gravity as people dying. It's just, I feel like Astroworld Fest was the lead into a Travis Scott rollout for this Utopia album, right? He dropped 2 songs on Friday. He dropped a music video Friday, obviously, to, usher in Astroworld Festival, usher in the celebration. And I wouldn't be surprised if the last day of Astroworld Fest, he was like, hey, all my fucking ragers, whatever he calls, I don't know what he calls the people that are out there. Utopia's dropping December 17th. Boom, festival over. Everybody's hype. It's a moment. And then, he continues to go into his album rollout. I just don't even see him dropping an album anytime soon now. I can't see it. Because this is too big of a situation, I feel, for him to really piggyback on the music. Like, hey, I know some fucked up shit just happened at my festival a couple weeks ago, but we're about to drop Utopia, so be prepared for that, guys. I don't see that being something that happens for Travis Scott and his team. But like I said, it's like a sad day for Houston. It's like something in the air right now. Like, bro, 8 people just died in our city at a festival by obviously Beyonce is our biggest, but our biggest young artist in Travis Scott. So that's sad. I really just wanted to get on live and discuss that because it was just so jarring and shocking. I wanted to watch the videos and just read over the articles and see what everybody else thought about the situation, what everybody else was feeling about it. So I will be back later today. We'll be doing an Absolute Share podcast where we'll probably touch on this once again, a lot of other things. And I might even, maybe, I don't know yet, stream UFC 268 tonight. Probably actually not showing the fight, obviously, but, just me reacting to the fight that's going on for UFC 268. So I really appreciate you guys for watching. Keep those families that lost their loved ones and everybody that's injured in thought and in prayer. I'll see you guys later.